Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have the founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach. Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have the founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. My name is Becca Dukes, your host of today's program, where you can join us live Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific, 1 to 2 Mountain, 2 to 3 Central, and 3 to 4 Eastern. Anywhere, actually, in your time zone. Just go ahead and ask your favorite search engine, what time is it? In my time zone, if it's 12 o'clock Pacific. Is that right? Yeah, got it. So thanks so much for joining us as you are investing time into yourself, your family, your community. Because folks, as we are working together, we are working on creating a healthier world, not just one area, but what we share on our program pertains to any human being that breathes, and even animals. So, are you ready? If you were invited by somebody specific to watch this program, make sure that you get back with them. Tell them thank you for taking the time and sharing this information, and let them know what you liked best about it. Also, because we are a resource for an amazing community, they're going to be your point of contact if you have any questions. Okay, just want to make sure we got that straight. Now, I am Becca Dukes. I'm a certified naturopathic practitioner, certified holistic health coach, director of student services for the Institute of Holistic Health, and the producer and host of this program. And it is my honor to be able to spread information that brought me from being pretty much bedridden and 200 pounds overweight to be able to be here with you today, not just barely surviving, but thriving. Now, if you are not working with somebody and there's something that you hear in this program and you want to get more information on it, I do have a call team standing by at 855-949-3377. This program is being sponsored by dailywithdoc.com, where you will find more information about us, our past programs, also some articles that you can put in your toolbox as more information to help you help yourself, your family, and community. And folks, part of that community can actually be a profitable business. And there is nothing wrong with helping to support your family by helping others find better health. So get back with the person that shared this program with you, or give us a call if you're not working with somebody at 855-949-3377. Now today, folks, you are in for an incredible conversation as we are welcoming back the one and only Dr. Lisa Singletary, the 100-pound weight loss specialist. She is a board-certified family physician, holistic health practitioner, and a true living testimony of the power of transformation. She has lost over 150 pounds and getting out of a wheelchair through the principles of hydration, detoxification, and complete nutrition. Dr. Singletary has made it her mission to simplify the science of weight loss so others can thrive. She inspires and educates through her signature 5 M's of weight loss: mindset, macronutrients, micronutrients, motion, and measurement, helping people address the root causes, folks, of excess weight and unlocking their body's natural ability to release it. Now, today, we are diving into a fascinating topic: the power of rest. So here's the question. Your fat cells are on a schedule. Are you? Dr.
Oh, Becca,
Thank
you were
so much for being
muted.
with us today. I was muted. How long was I muted? I don't know.
Just when you gave the best part of my introduction, the sizzle, the height, the Dr. Lisa Singletary. That part was muted.
That part. Well, folks, help me welcome to the screen on Daily with Doc and Becca, the one and only Dr. Lisa Singletary. Dr. Lisa, thank you
Proud
for being here
doors.
with us.
Thank you, Becca. It's such a privilege to be back here. And, I was looking at, we just had the health coach graduation, and I was looking at the list from the first graduating class. And I was thinking of all these amazing people that started this certified holistic health coach revolution. And it's just a privilege to be in that number. So thank you for being you. Thank you for showing us the way and for keeping it all together and staying true to the mission. And I'm, like I said, privileged and honored to be here today.
Well, we just had our 16th graduation.
Mm-hmm.
Our first graduation was July of 2020, 5 years ago. So, and we've graduated, I think we're at like 1,400 students now.
Wow.
So that's absolutely fantastic, as more and more people are realizing that the way they're doing things may not be working for them and they want to try something different.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
we're not chemical deficient, are we, Dr. Lisa?
No, the Tylenol deficiency and Motrin deficiency is not a medical diagnosis.
And no, and it doesn't fall into a macronutrient or a micronutrient.
Exactly.
And it can alter the mindset, but not always in a good way. So let's go more into what being on a schedule can do for us. And I know you've got an amazing presentation. So I'm just going to say, Dr. Lisa, take it away.
All righty. Well, I did some digging, and you just reminded me that, yes, part of my mission is keeping things simple, but man, this is so complex. And I was doing a study. In fact, I got to stick to this because I could talk about this all day, right? But yes, your fat cells are on a schedule, and that really piqued my interest. I'm all about circadian rhythms and, with the changes in the light, the changes in the seasons, and they do affect me, right? But I didn't realize how much they are a part of the metabolism as well. And the secrets we're going to talk about today, the timing of sleep, light, and meals for your metabolic health. So when I say fat cells, I want you to think in your mind metabolism, because, people think your fat cells are just a storage area. And I'm going to share, I have a little blurb about that on the slide, but they're more than just a storage area. But I was digging into the power of rest in weight loss. And I found this article. Actually, I probably went through 20, 30 articles just, to talk with you today. But I landed on this one that I really love because, number one, it's a review article. So review articles are articles where the scientists look at all of the previous research, and they look at the data, they look at how the studies were done, they weight the value of the studies, and they come up with these conclusions. So when you have a review article, it's not just one group of scientists with one group of mice and whatever they came up with, right? They look at all of the published studies. And these were the key points of the article. And I love that about research articles because they do give you the highlights, they give you the key points. And some of these things just jumped out at me. And one of the things that I really I didn't know, right, was the third bullet here, that your sleep expenditure, like when you are in the right balance, your body burns calories at a different rate. And when you're out of balance, your body doesn't burn calories at the same rate, but also you're driven to eat. And you look down, sleep restriction increases your drive to eat. Don't we do that? We kind of eat to stay awake because we're falling asleep. But it's not just calories in, calories out. It's much more complex. So it is very important to pay attention to your circadian rhythms. And there's an S on that because your body doesn't just have one circadian rhythm, it has many. Now, the master circadian rhythm clock that we think about is in our suprachiasmatic nucleus in your brain that's affected by light. And that light, we talk about sunlight resetting the clock, things like that. That's your central time clock. That's your central circadian rhythm clock. But every organ, every tissue, every cell has its own rhythm. And so we're going to look at particularly because like I said, I'm digging into metabolism, and I really don't want to put on that winter 3 pounds, right? So I'm preparing now because I know how I am when the sun is not shining so much. I know how I do, and I'll show you that I am a statistic when it, or I was. This is past tense. When it came to that traditional winter weight gain. So, but let's talk about your fat cells. So we think of fat cells as storing fat, and this is true, but they're much more. And one thing you did, you talked about detoxification, and this is so important because when your body doesn't have the ability to deal with some of these strange molecules and strange toxins that we are exposed to these days, they'll stuff them into the fat cells. So they do actually use them as a storage unit, but that's just not the end of the story. There's activity going on, and there's signaling going on with hormones. You know these hormones: insulin, leptin, ghrelin, cortisol, GLP-1. This clock in your fat cells, and I didn't know this, your fat cells respond to sunlight. I didn't know. Now, it's probably indirectly, but I was mystified by that. So, yes, all of the things we know about getting your brain and getting your light circadian rhythm in sync, it affects your metabolism. But here's the beauty. You are in control. Every single thing, we can conduct so many things that affect our cells, that affect our hormones. And if you're the conductor of this orchestra of body, organs, and tissues, your habits are the baton. They set the tempo. And you can make daily choices to fine tune your body's rhythm, get it in sync. I love that word, sync, being in sync, or to be out of alignment. So we want to be in alignment. And this is actually from a previous talk that I do. I do a talk every Saturday, and I'm going to show you how to join me. But if you think of your cells and hormones as the orchestra, the music is your metabolism. You are the conductor, and the baton are your habits. So you have control. You can make this orchestra sing with the right baton, with the right habits. We have so much influence because we're signaling our orchestra. We're signaling ourselves with our nutrition, with our sleep patterns, with our supplements, with our lifestyle. You can shape the music and have your cells and hormones making a beautiful orchestral sound, a beautiful music. So what we're going to discover today is how your sleep timing affects your fat storage and release, how light exposure influences your metabolism and your weight, why the timing of your meals matters as much as what's on your plate, the surprising role of your gut microbiome's daily schedule, and how to nourish deeply for lasting metabolic balance. So, secret number 1 is the effect of sleep. What happens when your fat cells thinks it's midnight, but it's 10 a.m.? We're out of alignment there, right? So here are the key points. Sleeping late or at inconsistent times confuses your fat cells clock. Disrupted sleep timing changes your leptin, your ghrelin, that creates more hunger. Irregular sleep leads to higher fat storage, even with the same amount of calories. Think about that. Just, if two people are eating the same exact calories, same exact meals, but one gets consistent sleep and one gets irregular sleep, their fat storage is going to be different. So, action step for secret number 1, aim for this word is in bold, consistent bedtime and wake time. And when we say consistent, yes, you can vary within 30 minutes plus or minus, but try to keep it consistent. And if you're going to have a shift, like some of the shifts we have coming up with the autumnal equinox, with the winter solstice, the clocks, and especially with the clocks turning in November, right? I'm going to bring this up mostly for myself, but before we hit that point, because when I would, let's say, a couple days before, say, oh yeah, the clocks changed this weekend, I better, do an article, do some research, and figure out how to help people with it, help myself with it. And it's like 2 weeks before, start changing your bedtime by 15 minutes. I'm like, it's too late. Oh no. Okay. So, but 7 to 9 hours per night is optimal for hormonal balance. And you want to keep your sleep environment cool, dark, and device with secret number 2. Aim for a consistent bedtime and wake time. Wait, these are the same action steps. Okay. But they're good. Right? So, and that is a point that I really wanted to bring across, that everything is related. So your sleep action steps are related to your light action steps. But I can't even say it enough to keep your environment device free. Now, I have a friend, Holly, she doesn't even keep the phone in her room, in her bedroom at night. I need it near. I need it close, but I can turn it off, right? Or airplane mode. Some people say that is really good as well. Secret number 3, meal timing. So feed the clock, not the chaos. So eating late shifts metabolism towards fat storage. Early time-restricted eating improves insulin sensitivity. Intermittent fasting, anyone? And fat cells respond better to nutrients in biological daytime than they do at night. So what can we do with this knowledge? Eat most of your calories earlier in the day. I used to hear that, right? My mother told me that. But I had no idea that that was really a key to the fat cells burning energy as opposed to storing energy. So likewise, we're going to avoid late night snacking. And here we go. At minimum, have a 12-hour fasting time and if it's 12 hours eating, it's 12 hours fasting, right? That's the minimum fasting window we want. But ideally, once you get the 12 hours, then you want to start backing up that eating window and getting it to even 10 hours, 8 hours, 6 hours. Some people actually go to what they call OMAD, 1 meal a day. I haven't completely settled into that, but definitely 4 to 6 hours is a great target for getting your macro nutrients. All right, so I have a bonus secret for you. Not only your fat cells, but your gut bugs, your gut microbiome also keep office hours. They have their own circadian rhythms. So late eating shifts the gut towards inflammatory patterns. Chronic inflammation starts here. Starts in a lot of places, but it really, really, really starts here. Okay. And your gut health affects your fat storage, your cravings, your mood. It affects how you absorb the nutrients that are available, but also how you keep the things that are supposed to stay in the gut, as opposed to the lining of the gut leaking things across the gut into the bloodstream and then setting up a whole realm of confusion for your immune system. We don't want that, right? So what can we do? This is an interesting one. So eat fiber-rich foods early in the day. Here's the thing. If you're starting from a completely unhealthy, leaky, just inflamed gut, the fiber-rich foods might give you a little problem in the beginning. So you want to be careful about which kinds of fibers you eat and how much you eat until you get the gut lining calmed down from the inflammation and get that leaky gut patched up. But so there are different types of fibers, there are different sources of fibers. So if you know your gut is unhealthy, you don't want to go whole hog. Well, what do you say? You don't want to go crazy with the fiber initially, because then what happens? You have trouble, you have gas, you have pain, and then you stop, right? So, and sometimes when we start on a health journey, when we start changing these habits, your gut microbiome is going to do a little bit of a revolt, right? Because there's a war going on in there. And the good bacteria and the bad bacteria, they're fighting. And when you start saying, well, bad bacteria, we're gonna help the good bacteria, they revolt. So, pain, gas, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, all the things can happen. But if we just take a step back, right? We can't just read on the internet and, this is take fiber, right? That might not be the best approach. That's why we have health coaches, right? So we're here for you. We want you on this journey, but we want you doing it so that you're going to have the best results. Okay. Definitely avoid eating 2 to 3 hours before bed. The longer, the better, really. And include probiotic and prebiotic foods daily. Now, do we know what the difference is between probiotics and prebiotics and postbiotics? So the probiotics are the good bacteria. You can think of them as the pros. The prebiotics are the fibers that we feed to the good bacteria, usually from fruits and vegetables, whole grains, but the fibers, and okay, let me say this. Anytime I say whole grains, I want you to think in your mind, gluten-free. Okay, and I even trained my ChatGPT. Anytime you give advice that says quote unquote whole grains, substitute gluten-free. You know what ChatGPT said? It said, that's really sound advice. That's a good idea because a lot of people are sensitive to gluten. It has to talk back, right? It has to tell you what it thinks. But it definitely thought gluten-free was a good idea. So I'm like, all right, chat, I'll let you stay. So the prebiotics are the fibers. Postbiotics are the substances that the bacteria, the gut bacteria, produce, such as short-chain fatty acids, etc. And there can be good ones and bad ones. So again, we want your gut lining to be as healthy as possible. We want your gut microbiome to be as healthy as possible so that we get the best out of the nutrition that we take and we don't get the bad substances crossing into our bloodstream. Whew, I didn't mean to say all that about this slide, but hey. All right, so I am Dr. Lisa Singletary, the 100-pound weight loss specialist, and I developed the 5 M's of total transformation. Thank you, Becca, for sharing them: mindset, macronutrients, micronutrients, motion, and measurement. And it's all about transformation from the inside out. But there's some things we could do on the outside that help us to transform within. I am a medical doctor. I'm a retired family physician, and I have a master's degree in public health, which is why I love digging into those research studies so much. It's my privilege to be a holistic health educator. And since I left medicine and found this whole new area of knowledge that I wasn't taught about in medical school, it's really become my passion to help others achieve your health goals. So, a little trip in the Wayback Machine, 2006. My circadian rhythms were great. My gut microbiome was great. And thankfully, although I was extremely obese, I was a very heavy girl, but I had the gift of motion and I had the gift of money that I could afford ballroom dancing lessons. And it probably saved my life back then because this weight is not sustainable, right? And in 2008, I left it all, my practice, my ballroom dancing. I went home to take care of my parents, and it was a privilege of my life. But 8 years later, I needed my father's wheelchair just to get around the house. I'd be so privileged if that were my daughter, but it's not. It's a little girl that came to visit me, and her mom's a photographer. And so she happened to snap both of those pictures. I don't have a lot of pictures. But that was a happy coincidence, except for the fact that I was in a wheelchair. I needed a miracle. And in health and wellness, we don't talk about miracles. We don't talk about cures. We don't talk about healing. So this is really my disclaimer slide. Okay. I'm not giving you a consultation now. This is not a second opinion. I'm not diagnosing or curing or even well, it's hard for me to say I'm not preventing, right? That's really hard for me to say, but I have to say I'm not preventing any medical diseases. They made me say it. But I am sharing my own personal situation as well as my medical knowledge, as well as my researched translation. And I could tell you I needed a miracle. When I turned 60 a few years ago, I decided to chart my weight. And I was astounded because I had read about this 1 to 2 pound weight gain that that adults gain every winter. Usually it's over the winter. And I could see it right there in front of my face. Now, you can see in the middle there's an X. And for a little while, just for a couple of weeks, I actually took a weight loss drug. And it worked for a little while, but the side effects were crazy. So I was like, no, I can't do this. And when I stopped that drug, it was just like I hadn't taken it at all. My weight went right back up on the same trajectory. So that was not sustainable, right? And somewhere, I don't remember all the years and all the events, but somewhere in there is when I went home. I stopped my job and took care of my parents. And man, I needed a miracle. But I learned in the year 2015 a secret of going from the picture on the left to the picture on the right, and I'm still on the journey today, but I'm so thankful that I learned these things, because as a physician, I knew there was nothing that I could prescribe to myself that would get me out of the wheelchair, that would heal my body, that would get rid of the pain without kidney damage, liver damage, or getting me addicted to something. I needed a miracle. And I'm going to stop saying that word because I might get in trouble. But I'm so thankful that I learned bonus secret number 2. And that is to nutrify deeply. It's amazing what the body does when you give it what it needs. So, nutritional completeness supports your circadian clock. And when you miss nutrients, then you're susceptible to fatigue, cravings, and metabolic slowdown. So I was privileged to learn what I call the nutritional blueprint. Oh, I spelled rhythm wrong. Okay, I can fix that. For rhythm mastery. And this is my framework, 5 steps to nutritional completeness. Step 1, avoid the bad foods. Step 2, there are 90 essential nutrients we need every day. Step 3, we are in a toxic, hostile environment. When you think of the chemicals, the electromagnetic overwhelm, the stress, the effects of shift work, working 24/7, caffeine, nicotine, emotional stress, all of that creates oxidative stress and inflammation in our bodies, chronic inflammation particularly. So, and the body's amazing. It's designed to handle stress, right? We make antioxidants, but in this day and age, they get overwhelmed. So we need to give some support to our body's natural antioxidants, adaptogens, anti-inflammatories. Step number 4, so important, digestive health. We've talked about the gut lining and the microbiome. And step 5, I call it wellness wonderland. That's where you can do all of the things: the joint support, the brain support, the red light therapy, the cryotherapy. Ooh, I shiver just when I say that word, right? And then the 90 essential nutrients. We've got a little picture of what they are, and I was amazed to find that 60 out of these 90 essential nutrients are minerals. So yeah, everybody knows that there are 16 essential vitamins. Some, 12 to 16, they're in there. Everybody knows there are 9 to 12 essential fatty amino acids. Everybody agrees 2 to 3 essential fatty acids, but essential minerals, you go to any supplement bottle, any source, you're lucky if you find 20, right? And that's when I'm like, that's like the high limit of what's mostly on the shelves. Usually it's 3 to 10. minerals, but you need 60. So I'm whew. So before I leave this slide, I just want to touch on that word essential, because we know instinctively that the word essential means something that's needed, something that's necessary. We can agree on that. But medically, it has another meaning. In biology, in biochemistry, in molecular biology, all of the fields of science, the word essential means your body cannot make it on its own. There's some things that your body, you've heard of robbing Peter to pay Paul. Your body can take a little bit of this over here, a little bit of that over there, and make this, right? Your body's amazing. It's a chemical masterpiece. But these 90 essential nutrients, essential here means you have to either get them in your food, good luck with that, or you have to get a complete supplement. So what are your action steps? Audit your daily nutrient intake. Are you getting, just look at the minerals, right? Are you getting even 20 minerals? Are you getting more than 20 minerals? Just count them up on the back of the bottle. You can do that. And then supplement strategically, not randomly, not fractionated. What do I mean by that? Well, there's supplements that have their time in the sun. They're in the news. And, so when I ask someone, well, what nutrition are you taking? What supplements are you? Oh, I'm taking vitamin D. And, oh, yeah, I have low energy, so I'm taking B12. And, they just pick one little thing that they've heard of in the news. Or, yeah, it's true. Vitamin D, good for your bones, right? We know that, but that's called fractionating. Your body needs all of the nutrients so they work together so the whole orchestra can dance. The whole orchestra works together. And this was breathtaking to me that we finally have a way to get all of the 90 essential nutrients in the right dose at the right time of day. So your mornings, you're optimized, your evenings, you're ready to recharge. I mean, there are just some things that will wake up your brain. You don't want to take those right before you go to sleep, right? And there are other nutrients that will help your body to prepare to sleep. They don't make you drowsy, but they just prepare your body for rest and restoration. So you don't want to take those first thing in the morning. You're losing the full benefit if you're not taking them right before bed. So splitting out a morning formula and an evening or afternoon to evening formula for me was brilliant. And for my body, myself said, thank you very much. Okay, so what we discovered today, your fat cells run on a biological clock. They are active, we know they're alive, but they're not just passive in this passive storage units. They are actively affecting your metabolism. Sleep, light, and meal timing can reset or disrupt that clock. Your gut and your metabolism thrive on rhythm and consistency. And you have the baton. Your habits conduct this metabolic music performance in your body. So what is your big takeaway? Share it in the comments. What's one little change that you're gonna make this week to help to reset or synchronize, that's my word, your circadian rhythms? Okay, oh, I forgot about this. So I have a gift for you to help to support your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and digest system. I wrote a little ebook. It says draft, ignore it, but 10 natural ways to help you unlock relaxation in your body. So all you have to do is scan this QR code or go to drlisasingletary.online/relaxation ebook and just put a hyphen in there, relaxation hyphen ebook, and you can get the direct download for this. So I'll just count 3, 2, 1, get the screen grab or take the picture with your camera. It works faster with iPhones than with Androids, I have to tell you, but it works. Oh, okay. So I made this app. So sleep is such an important part of our rhythm. And I made this little app in Canva, if you could believe it, called the Sleep Master. And it's your circadian dashboard. You report how much you slept the night before. It gives you tips on light synchronization, on blue light. It's just a great little resource. And you can get that by scanning this QR code, which goes to drlisasingletary.online/sleepmaster. Now, this is not a complete project, right? But it was just so good, I wanted to share it. So you might find some of the buttons don't work all the way, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of value in this app. And since you are putting in your sleep time and your wake up time, it's going to give you information that's just for you. So it's not just a list or it's not just a chart, but this is an app that's interactive that will help you with your sleep habits. Okay, so I mentioned my weekly webinar. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern will be webinar 34. So you are invited. Just scan the code or go to drlisasingletary.online/live Zoom. Put a hyphen in there. So it's live hyphen Zoom. And you can, when you sign in for this, it's good for the rest of the year. So you only have to sign in once. But you do have to keep the email so you can get back week after week. But we welcome you to get all the secrets. And some of you last time asked about my YouTube channel, so here it is. Dr. Lisa Singletary is my YouTube handle, my Instagram, all the handles. Only, I don't know, there's one that's different, but you can find me if you want to find me. And all of the replays of my webinars are here on YouTube. Alrighty. Oh,
Awesome. Thank you
Heather
so much, Dr. Lisa. We have some questions coming in, and I want to make sure that we hit those questions. First question that came in: what happens if you work night shift?
Yeah, night shift is a problem, right? It is a problem. And so there's no 100% way of getting over that. But the C word is the important thing, consistency. So you're consistent then in your activity, in your light, then you can whip that microbiome into shape. But it is an issue, especially because, and trust me, I did urgent care work a lot. So I did hospital urgent care work, both sides of the emergency room, but urgent care was my main focus. So whether we were in the hospital or whether we were in the clinic, I was working 12-hour shifts, 18-hour shifts. My longest shift was in a snowstorm and I was on OBGYN. It was like 50 hours, my shift. And I actually delivered the New Year's baby that year. But by the time that the press was coming around, they wanted to interview me. And I was like, no.
That's awesome.
So, but yeah, shift work, your body can adjust, but it's never going to be ideal. But hopefully you're not on rotating shifts. That's rough. Like and I've done it. Every 2 weeks, you're on a different 12-hour shift, right? Or what? It doesn't matter if it's 8 hours, 12 hours, whatever. It's rough. And then if you work at night, but you have business you have to take care of during the day, or family you're taking care of, and you're just okay. So I can
Before you know it, there's no more time in the day. I've done shift work.
Yeah.
And had 2 young babies.
Yeah.
It's like,
so I would rather do shift work with 90 essential nutrients on board.
Oh yeah.
Than just trying to, there was a time surgery rotation. I was living on adrenaline and cortisol, right? That's all there was, because I didn't know any of this. So get the nutrients, get the nutrition. Number one, get the diet conducive, and that consistency is going to be the key.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Let's go ahead and go over to Phyllis, who is bringing in at least one question from YouTube. Hello, Phyllis. Welcome. And what questions are you bringing to Daily with Doc today?
Hello, Dr. Lisa.
Hello.
Dave on YouTube also has a sleep question, so everything you just said will apply to that, but his extra challenge is he only sleeps 3 hours a night. We don't know why this is, but what would you add to the things you've already told us for this special challenge?
So starting with the foundation. So am I to assume that he's eating, number one, eating a low carb, consistent, calorie appropriate diet, right? That's number one. And again, consistent. Number two, getting all the 90 essential nutrients. That's gotta be maximum. The foundation, all of it has to be the foundation. Extra antioxidants, anti-inflammatories, because a lot of what that inflammatory, the chronic inflammation is stimulating the bad bacteria, it's stimulating your immune system, right? And that will affect I didn't say this during the presentation, but it's so true. The gut-brain axis is so important. So if the gut is out of sync, your brain is out of sync. If the brain is out of sync, the gut's going to be out of sync. So it's all got to work together.
So is the likelihood that it could be a gut issue keeping him awake?
Well, I would have to ask him, but the first thing I want to know is, okay, how much gluten? That's the first thing I want to know. And then when I talk with someone, when I'm doing a consultation, the first question after we get the family and all that stuff, the first health question I ask is, how many times a day do you eat? And I really dig into that. What do you, if you eat breakfast, what do you eat? What time? Things like that. So the diet is a huge baton, right? It's a big stick. It's a big baton. So I would start with a food diary, and I'm going to make a food diary app. I promise. in fact, it's going to have the name is going to be the food mood, you know,
Love it. Love
diary,
it.
food mood. What do you call it? Journal or whatever, something. But so people can see there's a link between the time that I eat or what I eat and how I'm feeling. So that's the first place I would look. But let's say the diet is perfect. Okay. Unlikely. But let's say the diet is perfect. And let's say they're getting all of the 90 essential nutrients and anti-inflammatories. So let's say they're on ZRadical or, something that's going to help the body's stress, help the body's chronic stress management. And let's say that the gut is good, right? They've got good fiber, good bowel movements, good, all that. Let's just say all that's perfect and they're still not sleeping. Then we're in Wellness Wonderland and we can go to sleep supports. And there's no one thing that works for everybody, but there's so many things you can do. Essential oils, the aromatherapy, whether it is using it as aromatherapy or whether it's applying it, the lavender, the chamomile tea, things like that. But I don't know if it's in the app, but I think there are suggestions in the app as well, as far as the sleep ritual. There's a sleep system, right? There's a whole 3-part system that's directly designed to help the body enter into rest and restoration. I have a personal bias against products that have valerian root, just because when I was practicing, Valium was like the #1 prescription in the country. And, if I went to a new practice and all these little old ladies came to me and, if I didn't give them their Valium prescription, they were so bad. But it was just year after year after year of trying to deal with stress, inflammation, and poor sleep. What is it? 33% of adults get less than 7 hours of sleep. That's a lot. So, there are different things to try. And one thing I would just say, once the foundation is set, and then just try one thing at a time, right? Try they have different, I'm not saying it in this case, but it could be as simple as a new mattress or a new pillow. Or getting one of those red light mattresses. We're getting getting the morning light, because that resets the clock. So, there are a lot of, it's deep sleep. You want deep sleep, right? But sleep is a deep topic because it affects so many people. It affects them so many different ways. And, there's so many factors. So that's get a health coach, #1, right? Get a health coach, because we can navigate you through and we can show you the priorities of, okay, let's just go without bread for a week, right? How does that affect you? Or, get the steps going in order. I hope that helps.
These
But
are
it's
great suggestions, and thank you for those and the tools that you're giving us. I can't wait to look at them. I appreciate that so much. Thank you.
you're very welcome.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Phyllis. And Dr. Lisa, you had asked a question. What were takeaways?
Yes.
Well, my takeaway is eating dinner earlier.
Mhm.
And my partner has already said, okay, be ready. Dinner's at 5. I'm like, okay, it's a lot earlier than we usually eat. So I'm pretty excited about that. And Verna says, have a better bedtime with consistency.
Mhm.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I do want to say this, getting your supplements on a schedule, being consistent with taking your supplements, especially, I mean, whether you are on the Rise and Restore or whether you're on, the other BTTs, the 1.0, 2.0, 2.5, I don't recommend taking them too late in the day,
Neither do I.
right? And the Restore, actually, you can take anytime. If you know you're not going to be in a place to, I'll say for me, if I know that between 3 and 5 o'clock, because that's like when I want to take my Restore, that I'm not going to be able to mix it up or, drink it, or it's just not going to do, I will take both. I'll take them all in the morning. And it actually took me 4 years before I could reliably take a split dose of nutrition. I was missing too many of so it took 4 years. I would give it a try, but I would miss. So, that's the most important part, is the consistency. Get it in. But with the Rise and Restore, I've been very consistent with that since it came out. I'm so happy with it. The Rise actually was a little much for me in the beginning. It was like, woo, with my brain. It's like, oh, hello. But, and I actually had a discussion with a health coach yesterday about how much to dilute it. Now, I personally like my supplements in a lot of water. I put 1 scoop of Rise and a stick of minerals in 64 ounces. That's the morning.
Okay.
And then the afternoon, I put 1 scoop of Restore plus, something else. Maybe if it's going to be a long night, then I'll put in some a smart stick, or, I just like to mix it up, But if it's just the Restore, it's still 64 ounces of water for me.
Yeah.
And if I wait later with the Restore, then I cut the water down. I'll still take it later. I still want to get it in, but I don't want to be up all night going to the bathroom. So I do cut down the dose, but I try to get a gallon a day plus, and but I try to get it in by 5 or 6.
5 or 6. Yeah, I'm right there with you on the water and making sure that there's nutrition in the water. So as I'm drinking, there's purpose. So I've got my tangy tangerine, my osteofex is what I'm mixing together, and I love them together. I have even started doing I've had the Rise and Restore, and that Restore, getting that last dose in, I'm guilty. Super easy getting Rise in. I just mix it in with my strawberry protein shake, and collagen, and mix it up, and it's yummy. And then before I know it, it's bedtime, because it's like go, 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 go. And I've had all this energy to go through the day. And I'm like, I forgot Restore. But I'm already laying down.
Right.
So I'm not getting back up.
You don't get back up at that point, no, but you have missed out
No.
on amazing nutrients.
I know. I know.
Those amazing. I like it. So amazing. But I got to tell you, you need extra minerals with it, right?
Yes.
They kicked out some of the minerals to put all that other good stuff in. So
Yeah.
no matter, no matter what I do, I take extra minerals. But
And
especially with the 3.0, you need extra minerals.
okay. I know that the mineral sticks, STX,
Yes.
those are amazing. Not only are you getting a full dose of minerals, and it's 600 milligrams of minerals, but you're also getting collagen, which is so important for connective tissue. And folks, if you don't know what connective tissue is, it's your skin,
It's your stuff.
tendons,
It
it's
holds
your
you together.
ligaments, it's everything that holds you together.
Your blood
Yes.
is a connective
Yeah,
tissue.
the blood. Absolutely.
Okay, so I have to say this. I have to say this. There is, and okay, there are things we can't say and we get so
It's the
excited.
FDA that says we can't say those things, and then it's so frustrating.
But then you
there's
see on
things-
TV these advertisements, and I'm like, how could they say that? And how can they? But this is the flip side. All of those messages are creating awareness, right? People didn't know what probiotics were 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Everybody knows what probiotics are now. It's because of this advertising. So we just need to know what we have. And when I say that, I was talking with someone who's actually, I think I saw her on this call. I saw her pop in that one of her clients is taking a very famous, very, well advertised popular brand of mineral drink. And we dug into the ingredients and even rounding up, okay? 1 ounce of their drink had 78 milligrams of minerals. 1 ounce of our minerals, 600 milligrams.
100. Yeah.
Hello.
It's a little short.
So, and same with the mineral sticks. One mineral stick, 600 milligrams. So to know what we have, and to so thank you for teaching people that we need, that there is such a thing as humic shale or fulvic mineral. Who knew what that was 3 years ago, 2 years ago?
Right.
Everybody's talking about humic shale and fulvic, humic this, fulvic that. Fine. Let's look.
Yeah.
Let's there's no comparison. There's no comparison.
And I was very much into taking supplements prior to finding longevity. And, I was watching those popular shows on TV. They would come up with this symptom or this diagnosis, and you would take this supplement for that. And I was following them, and I'm like, not even feeling a difference, even taking exactly what they said. And I was getting sicker and sicker until I heard about Dr. Wallach. I decided, okay, I've tried everything. I was spending probably 75% of my time in bed, not because I wanted to. I was that 25% out of bed was basically to go to the bathroom and go to a doctor's appointment. And that's not the life that I wanted. So when somebody recommended looking into Dr. Wallach and his program, I'm like, okay, one more thing. But he was a vet. He was helping animals that couldn't talk to him. And with all of his autopsies and connecting those dots, so I was a statistician. I loved numbers. I loved research. Still do. And it just made sense. So I gave it a shot, and by golly, it worked.
Wow. Amen.
Well, we have a couple more questions. Oh, goodness, we're
But
8
here,
minutes after.
the other thing about animal studies is they
Yes.
can't drive to McDonald's.
No,
So if
they can't.
we're testing something that's in their food, they only get the food that the scientist gives them. And so it's a
That's right.
much better test than when you're testing humans, because
There's no
humans
cheating.
lie. They lie, they cheat, they cut corners, or they justify,
Yep.
so to have
Yeah.
animal studies is very important.
I agree. I agree. So, Makey wants to know, does it have to be 7 continual hours or do naps count? Great question.
Yeah, naps are amazing. I meant to look this up. I think it was Thomas Edison who used to take, I call them micro naps, where he would hold a key in his hand and sit down. And when the key fell out of his hand, that woke him up, but that was enough to refresh him and reset him, right? So, but he probably had much more nutrition in his food back then too. So, but naps are very, very, they're like arrows in your quiver, right? So if that's part of your strategy, then that's great. But again, be consistent.
Well, I love naps. I tell you what, I mean, getting up early, going to the gym, working out, coming home, doing housework, getting ready for the show. There are some days, full disclosure, today was one of them, where that 20-minute nap made a world of difference.
Yeah, I don't nap intentionally, but I find myself learning. I'm learning a lot online, YouTube University or courses that I've purchased or gurus that I follow, and I get over Zoomified sometimes and over screenified, and I will find myself very thankful that there's an alarm on my clock too, that I've set for the next event, because I'm not an intentional napper, but it happens. And the body, our bodies are amazing. It's like you needed that nap, right? So
Yep. And I love Hertz frequencies because I can put on a Hertz frequency. It blocks out what's going on, around in the house. And it just takes my mind off of all the things that I really should be doing. But what I need is that nap.
But I have to say that uninterrupted sleep is best. So nocturia, like waking up at night to go to the bathroom, is a problem for many when it comes to sleep hygiene. So again, another reason to get your liquids in earlier, not eat for 3-4 hours before bed, because you want your metabolism to do its thing, and then you're ready for hopefully uninterrupted sleep. Uninterrupted is ideal. But also, let's say you have an event coming up in 2 hours and you could take a nap. Don't try to do extra little things in there on the way to that nap, because when you hit 90 minutes,
I'm guilty of that.
90 minutes is it's the worst time of sleep duration to interrupt, because you have a 90-minute sleep cycle where it takes you 90 minutes to go into REM sleep, and then you come out and whatnot. So when you interrupt yourself when you wake up right as your body's going into REM sleep, it's painful, right? So if I know I only have 90 minutes, I don't take the nap. I'm like, it's worse, right? But if I have 2 hours, that's fine.
I was just gonna say it's worse when I go that long for a nap. Yeah. Well, Dr. Lisa, thank you so, so much for coming on and sharing with us the importance of sleep. We so appreciate you and bringing your knowledge and wisdom and success, because you've gone through it. You've done it, as I have. And we are coming out the other side, not just leaving others in a better place than we found them, but ourselves too. And that is so important. We can't forget how important we are ourselves. So if I could get the co-hosts to come up on the screen, those that are on part of my team who are helping with the program, greatly appreciate it. In Rod, he says he takes 30-minute power naps. So, yep, got that 30-minute when I've got, time to do 30 minutes. And it's that stopping while you're on your way to the nap that cuts me short almost every time. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. And to our team, we have on with us Albert joining us from South Africa. So if you call us in the middle of the night and you've got this amazing accent, that's the man right there helping us with our call 24, almost 7 on our call team at 855-949-3377. Again, only for those who are not already working with somebody. So thank you, Albert, as he is letting people into the show. And we have Marilyn, who lovingly is known as Fingers, as she is putting information into the chat. So if you're live with us, I hope you had that chat open and she helped you take the best notes possible, because she doesn't miss a thing. And the nice thing about it is, if she does, we have Phyllis, who fills in the gaps and reiterates things. And so we also have Phyllis helping with our show today in the chat and bringing in those questions from YouTube and Rumble and Facebook. Thank you so much, Phyllis and Marilyn, for what you both do and bring to the team. We also have Ruth Ellen Sanchez, who is my executive production manager, who helped keep us on track as we're getting things set up at the beginning of the show and making sure that the advertisement is done for the show. So thank you so much, Ruth Ellen, for all that you do and helping to schedule our guests as well. And we have Rod, who's driving, so he's not on screen. Way to go, Rod. You shouldn't be commenting or doing anything if you're driving, buddy. But anyways, we also have AJ, who is responsible for us being everywhere. And if we missed someplace, if you have a favorite place to listen to a podcast or watch a podcast and we're not there, you better let us know and he'll make sure that we get there. You can communicate with us by emailing info@dailywithdoc.com. That is info@dailywithdoc.com. And downloads on Spotify. So if you're a Spotify listener, please make sure that you download us so that you can keep us in your notifications, and also Apple Music. We're there too. So thank you so much, AJ, as he's reminding me of where we're at. Folks, you have been watching Daily with Doc and Becca, and our amazing doctor today is Dr. Lisa Singletary. We just appreciate you so much, Dr. Lisa, and we thank you for being part of our programming. And folks, take advantage of the gifts that she has offered you. Okay, go back, scroll back. You can find those sheets again that have those QR codes. And for those of you who don't know, you take your phone, you put it on the camera, okay? You point it at that QR code, and it's going to come up with, on my phone, it's yellow, but you tap on that. That's going to take you right to the website or the document, whatever it is, that QR code is put together for you. It's a resource. And she has lovingly given that to you and all of us for free. So thank you so much, Dr. Lisa, for that. Everybody, thank you so much for investing an hour and 19 minutes into yourself, putting tools in your toolbox to help you find better sleep and how that sleep could actually help you release the fat. So let's get on a time schedule together. Make sure that you are setting the alarm so that you don't miss Daily with Doc. Again, that's 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific time, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And we do replays on Monday and Tuesday. So we're always providing information during this time that you can plug into. Look for Daily with Doc and Becca in your search engine. It's going to come up with the different locations that we are available, and you can make sure that you are following us and have those notifications turned on. Get back with the person that shared this program with you, if somebody shared this program with you. And again, tell them what you liked best about the program. And tell them thank you. And if you have any questions, chances are the person that referred you to watch this program is an amazing coach. Ask them your questions. And if they don't have answers, I'm sure they know somebody who does. If you are looking for a coach and you are not working with anybody, you've never tried any of the products mentioned in our programming, we do have a call team at 855-949-3377. Again, that's 855-949-3377. And if you prefer email, you can go questions@dailywithdoc.com. And that is questions with an S on the end of it, at dailywithdoc.com. Folks, my name is Becca Dukes, and it is my honor and privilege to have all of my team, who you see on the screen, certified holistic health coaches. If you're interested in an amazing program that does more than teach you how to listen, go to coach.dailywithdoc.com, where we teach about the 4 areas of health, how they're affected by nutritional deficiencies, solutions to correct those deficiencies. But it goes even deeper than that, as we're looking at mind, body, soul, and the finance side of it. So if you want to build a business as a certified holistic health coach, we've got that covered too. So until next time, folks. Oh, did I forget to mention? It's affordable. So even if you just want to do it for your own knowledge, you're more than welcome to join us. Now, when I said, did I forget something, Ruth Ellen, you were shaking your head. What did I forget?
Pharmacist Ben Bites on Monday.
Monday.
Keep an eye out for the email because it will have the time. So make sure you join the email list. 10 o'clock. AJ is saying 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Evening.
All right. And folks, if you're not on our email list, you're missing out. So go to dailywithdoc.com, sign up for our email list, and don't miss Monday, 10 o'clock Eastern time. Okay, that interrupts with my whole new sleep schedule now. But you will have Pharmacist Ben Bites with Coach AJ. And it's live, but not like Zoom, like we're doing today. So you can watch us on whatever platform you prefer. Until next time, bye for now.
Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have a founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach.